Hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jillian or Simira Katumba, and I'm very honored and blessed to be back to share with you about different things. But for today, I'm particularly going to talk about motherhood, or my first time as a mother. So to be brief, I'll just talk about 10 things that every new mom should know, or someone who is headed for the motherhood, especially for the first time. Yeah, so there will be 10 things you can take from this video, and of course I'll draw them from my experience. So let's get into it. The first thing I'll talk about are labor pains. When I mention that word, I honestly feel like dropping a tear or two because it is tough. I don't mean to scare anyone, but honestly, that's the bare truth. It is hard. The labor pains, especially for me, they caught me unaware. It was like in the morning. I didn't really expect them at all, and I literally didn't even know there were labor pains. So as a first mom, really, labor pains are things you will not just be like, you know what, I think tomorrow I'll get labor pains, or this morning I'll get, like, you can't know the exact date the labor pains are going to come. But one thing I want to tell you is just get prepared. Like, store some little energy within yourself. People who love to work out, to walk, and all those things when you're pregnant, please do all those things. But in your last months, please try as much as you can to regulate and relax. Gather some energy for yourself to prepare for those pains. As you hear them, labor pains, that is what they are. It is labor indeed. Well, for some are lucky, I think. They don't get tense ones, but then for those who get them, darling, they are so tense. Need I stress the point? They are so tense. So you need to have energy. You need to have some energy within yourself to struggle with those pains, because again, it's from those pains that you'll get your beautiful angel at the end of the day. So just prepare for the labor pains. They are there. You can't run away from them. They are a reality. I don't mean to scare you, but that is the truth. Like, I can take the whole day to judge you guys about these pains, but no, we don't have all day here. But labor pains, you need to prepare for those labor pains. So away from the hospital bit, because labor pains usually happen at home, then rush to hospital, and the biggest part is at the hospital. But away from that, let's now come. Imagine you're a new mom, the baby is here. What happens? So for me, when I got back to home, like when I go back home, it was, I think, like a 360 twist for my life. From this to this, 360 degrees change. I felt like my life was totally different, totally new. I could no longer sleep as I used to, because people who know me, especially very close to me, you will know how much I adore sleep, because it's like my time to relax and all. But it was different with a baby here. Sleep was like unheard of. It was like a taboo, because every little time you put your head down, the baby is awake. Like, those little babies wake up every 2 hours, 1.5 or 2 hours. They wake up to feed, and you must feed them. If they don't, you need to set an alarm so that you're up to feed them, because they get hungry fast. Their little tummies are, I don't know, so tiny that the moment they pee, they get hungry. So literally you have to be feeding those babies every 2 hours, 1.5. So just imagine, every time you put your head down, it's already an hour gone and you have to wake up. So it was tough for me, guys. So new moms, put that in mind. Sleep, it is going to be something that you won't do anymore. Like, you will just do once in a while. You will no longer sleep again like 8 hours, especially for the first month, 2 months. But along the way, the baby gets to catch up. They start sleeping for longer hours, and so you can sleep. There's this old myth I hear every time baby sleeps: please sleep. No, please, it doesn't work like that. It didn't work for me, and most of the mothers I've talked to say the same. It doesn't really work, that the baby sleep. No, because every time the baby sleeps, actually, that's the time you remember, oh my gosh, I have to do this, I have to run and do this. That is when you have time to actually do some chores, try out something. So it's not like that. Don't be fooled. It won't work like that. So every time the baby sleeps, actually, well, you're supposed to sleep, but it won't be like that. So maybe that's when you're going to wash the baby's clothes. Even if you have helps, by the way, it's good to also try and help them, but that is at a later stage, you know. So the moment you get out of hospital like this, you are so vulnerable. That is another point you need to know. You are so vulnerable, and you have to accept that, guys. It is a moment in your life where you are helpless. You can't help yourself. Do you know someone who is helpless, like you feel the world has come to an end? That is how it is. Well, for motherhood, it is a great joy, a great blessing to be having a child with you, but it doesn't mean that life is going to be the easiest. It's going to be a bed of roses and stuff. No, it's not like that. For most people, you'll see them post pictures with their babies smiling and what, but if they sat down to tell you what they go through to raise those children, it is tough. It is a tough experience, but again, so beautiful. Like, I can't put it to words to explain how much someone feels when they have their little babies with them. However much hard work you put in, but it's again the same joy, the same ecstasy you're going to get from that kind of experience. So when you get to your home, you'll find you're so vulnerable. You can't be able to do most of these things. You can no longer shower yourself, because I mean, the doctors will tell you, do not bend, do not, because your back is weak. Remember, you're from labor. You guys, labor is labor. Like, you can't put it to another word. It is hard. So the moment you're from there, your back is literally broken. Like, you are not as firm, you are not as strong as you were. So literally, you have to be helped out by people in showering, washing, I don't know. You're just there to sit, feed, and I don't know, and maybe rest. So you are vulnerable, you need help, and please accept the help. There are people who will be like, no, me, I'm a Mchuga, me, I'm a what? I'm a Mchuga by tribe, but that doesn't apply. You are like so weak at the moment, you'll need help. Try to get the help, by the way. In advance, try to maybe talk to your sisters or your mother. Well, for some it's obvious the mothers will be there for those who still have. For some, their friends will come around. But if you're not sure about that, please try to approach someone you think they'll be good enough to come and take care of you. Because, darling, you will need the help. You will need the help. Otherwise, you break yourself, and the consequences are even worse afterwards. Because, I mean, your back just needs to get back to, it's from it can't get back as much, but you need to be firm again to start doing the chores. So just imagine you've come from hospital and you are taking on the chores by yourself. You're bending, squatting, doing all these things the doctors have advised you not to do. So the consequences will come later on, yet they are devastating to actually go through them after. Yeah, so try to accept the help. If you have the support system, be thankful and use it. For the first month, when they're there to pimp you, like to pamper you and all those things, do everything. At first it was annoying. I had my friend around, like I had really people helping me, but one of these friends, Grace, I thank you so much. One of these friends of mine really helped me a lot. And but then it was too much. She over pampered me. I felt like, no, you can't do this. She wants to make sure I'm eating. She wants to make sure I'm showered. She wants to make, like, everything I have to be, pampered, And of course, the same with my husband. Like, everything they want to do it for you. I felt like, no, this is too much. They're making me feel like I'm lazy or something. Little did I know that these things are actually short term. They will not last. So the moment they're there, darling, take it on. Like, just embrace it. Be appreciative of it, because it won't be forever, But at that moment, you do need it. So support system, vulnerability, those things are a part of the first times in motherhood. And it is, the earlier you know it, the better. Because for me, I didn't know that I would need the support to that extent. So I somehow tried to push it away. So the moment it kind of had to change, it affected me. I used to feel the world has come to an end for me. Will I handle all this, guys? Will I, I'm like, I've been helped all this while. Now I don't have that much help. How am I going to handle? So I started regretting. I wish I'd, be accepted the pampering before. Oh my God. But yeah, so for first time moms, if you're expecting, please, when that time comes and your baby's here and you have all these people trying to pamper you around, just take it. Take it, because it won't last. Yeah, then something else is breastfeeding. Oh my God, breastfeeding can be another challenge. Oh, some babies do not want to feed. you give them the breast, they're crying, you get frustrated. You're like, what does this child want? And for babies, every time they cry, something is not right. They need something. It's either they want to sleep or they're not comfortable with their diapers or what. But now for you, that time you're trying to feed the baby, but they're like, nah, mommy, no, 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 I don't want. So you get frustrated. You don't know what to do. Breastfeeding, guys, is something really, really stressful, but you don't have to fuss over it because it will come to pass. Later on, it's because maybe you either haven't mastered the art of breastfeeding, or even the child itself hasn't, the baby itself hasn't, learned how to breastfeed. So it's a process. Just take it slow. The nurses will advise maybe you first introduce the bottles, or you see now where the breast pump comes in, you pump some milk for the child. They first do the bottles, later on they'll adjust to using the breast. Yeah, so don't over stress about breastfeeding. For my friends who were there when I just delivered on that first day, somehow my little kid, my baby, somehow first refused to take on the breast. It stressed me. I'm like, oh God, I think I'm being a bad mom. Oh God, how come I didn't know about this? How come I didn't practice? But I'm like, okay, now practice with whose baby? As it was funny. So I kind of, stressed about the whole thing of my baby not breastfeeding. Later did I know she was maybe still in another world. The nurses told me, no, just calm down, take it slow. I don't know. And later on, she of course took it on. So breastfeeding, guys, is going to be another stress factor, but don't over stress about it, because it won't last just like that. It is temporary, and later on your baby, after a few hours or days, your child will be good to go. You'll be good to go. Yeah, so you need to know about that. Let it not be anything to stress you, because you'll have a lot to stress you. So breastfeeding, just put it off your list. Yes. Then another thing you need to know about motherhood as a first-time mom is body changes. Oh my God. When I talk about body changes, when you look at me, if you knew me before, you clearly see different changes. Maybe my checks are there, I don't know, my arm is this big. Like, you will have a lot of changes on your body. For some, you'll get stretch marks on your hips, on your tummy, on literally a lot has changed, and a lot has to change. Remember, it took all the 9 months carrying this little being in your tummy. It had to increase, because pregnancy can't just be there. It will have to come out like this. So your body has stretched. Again, you have to feed a lot. You have to eat a lot for your baby so that, they become healthy. So that means with the eating, somehow you'll have some weight come on you. You have all these many changes. Your skin color, some people become darker, others get, pimples and stuff. But all those changes, you just have to embrace them with love. However bad they may be, however devastating they may be, please just take them on with love, because you clearly know you are bringing someone to life, or you've brought someone to life. Everyone tells me, oh my gosh, Julie, you've added weight. Oh my God, Julie, you look big. Oh my God, Julie. But me, these are things that I had prepared for. Actually, someone tells me, Julie, you're very big. I'm like, yes, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful and big, or I'm beautifully big because I have a pretty baby right now, and of course she's the cause of my weight. But I don't have to stress about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone is telling me you're big. I don't. And by the way, look at me, don't ever stress about weight, especially if it is something you've gotten after a child. No, cut yourself some slack, guys. You don't need that stress, because everyone is telling you weight. Those are changes that come with babies. You just have to take it slow on yourself. Take it slow on yourself, because you have all the time in the world to work out with time and diet, so that you get back to your shape. So for first time new moms, please don't stress about body changes. Don't stress about your weight. Don't. Yeah, because it will go eventually. If you work out, it will go. But let it not be, because I feel we have a lot of things going on in our minds. We have so much stress around us, and then even the public, even the people we are with are adding much stress on us, like wait. No, or you've become darker, or you've become, please be fair to moms. You don't know what they are going through. Just be fair to them. I have to insist on this because I see it a lot going on. For me, I think it's something like I prepared for when I was still pregnant. I knew this would come. So somehow it hasn't gotten to me. But I meet mothers who are like, oh my God, I'm stressed. Like, everyone is telling me about this weight, about this tummy, and I'm like, oh, sorry. But you just have to take it slow. Don't let the public the public's opinion about you get to you, and then you get sad, yet you have to take care of your child as a jelly mom. So yeah, that, please don't fast, don't hustle with it. Yes. Then another thing really is postpartum depression. This is something very tense. I can't even like exhaust it in just this video, guys. It's common with mothers, especially first time mothers. If I don't know, you know, depression now, this postpartum is like post delivery. It's like depression mothers get after delivery. Well, for me, I think I got it after reaching home, after reaching home. Yes. Well, I got some bit from the hospital. Why? Because I got to see a mother die after delivery. That thing got me traumatized, if I may put it that way. It was too bad for me. I used to cry, like just crying. For people who are around, I would try to hide my tears, but I felt like this is the hardest thing ever I've been through. I'm like, what? You mean people have to die while giving birth? I'm like, so God, that means I would have died, because it was tough for me. So I'm like, you mean I would have died? Now how, because that lady Bambi left her child, she had just delivered me, her soul rest in peace. The baby was alive, but the mom died. So I just started imagining myself gone and my little baby is left behind. Oh my God, all these things brought bad feelings to me. I usually don't want negative vibes, but this time round, guys, it was too much for me. So me, the depression kind of got to me in that way of thinking, oh my God, my little baby, now what if I died? Well, it was bad. So guys, for you who are close to first time moms, try as much as possible to, you know, try to put these people together. They're going through a lot. That depression is real for most people. It is very real, and it gets them to have even bad feelings towards their babies. Like for some people even get suicidal feelings, like they want to even commit suicide. It sounds bad, but it is that bad. Then some even want to harm their babies. It's very bad. But for new moms, please try as much as possible not to adjust your life too much. Try to do the previous things you used to do that used to make you happy. At times I'll try to, you know, just make myself maybe watch something nice, or try to jazz with my friends, or try to do something that brings up the you know, the happiness, the joy from you. Otherwise you look at all these things, get overwhelmed. Before you know it, you hate yourself, you hate your baby, because postpartum depression is there, guys. It's there, but it's something you can plan for. So for me, really, it took me like a week thinking about how I won't manage, how I hate my life, how I don't think even anyone knows this, but that's it. Like I used to feel bad. I'm like, I will not manage. I won't handle my baby. I won't be a good mom. I won't, those things. But I had to go by the make some research about depression and find ways of how I can go about it. That's your assignment. You need to find out, guys. Prepare for these things because they are real. But the earlier you do it, the better for you. Yes. Then another thing, you're going to get advice from people. Even people who have no children, they'll have advice to tell you. They'll be like, wash your baby this way. Bathe her this time. Don't bathe her many times. Bathe her with herbs. Bathe her. Jesus, you'll get stressed out. Someone is going to tell you, oh my God, your baby has this rash. Oh my God, your baby has blue eyes. Oh my God. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an advice, a piece of advice to give you. It is too much. But let me tell you something. It is you who spends all the most time with your baby. You know what works best for them. It's okay to take on the advice, but let it not be too much for you, and then you feel like you're not doing enough, or you're making mistakes with your baby. No, you are an expert. You're the best expert when it comes to your baby. And maybe you're a pediatrician or doctors and what, but these other people, please, don't take in everything, because not actually everything becomes too much for you. So just take in what you think works for your baby, or what you think works for your baby, not the advice you're getting from all these, you know, well-wishers who actually mean well, but they get too many, and, you know, it gets too overwhelming. So advice from people will be there and you won't avoid it. Don't put them away. Just embrace it. Like, take it on. You're like, oh, thank you, what? But don't, you know, let it not be everything, because otherwise you implement this, implement Jen's advice, implement Julie's advice, implement this one's advice. Before you know it, your child is, I don't know, something else. So just take it slow. Do what's best for your child. Another thing is immunization, guys. First time moms, where are you? Like, immunization is something you also need to prepare for. Because for me, I think I didn't really know much about it, because I didn't know it would be this tough. I actually found out when we were going for immunization that it would be painful and stuff like that. The child gets so much sick, as if they are suffering from some kind of malaria or some disease, unknown disease, yet it's just immunization. So the effects are really not nice. They are not nice at all, but you just have to prepare for it. Maybe you need to have some what is it called, paracetamol, some call it Cipla. There are different kinds. Your doctors will advise you so that your baby calms down. Yeah, the fever is up there, she's crying, he's crying, but you can always go about it. So don't fuss about it. The first immunization was my worst, like our worst. We didn't sleep, the kid cried, but not so much again. Yeah, so you need to prepare for that. Don't feel like your baby is dying that night. It's okay. It's hard, but it's okay. Being a first-time mother, oh my God, everything is stressful. Everything is scary. You're like, oh my God, what if my baby dies? What if my, like, funny feelings? But they are fine. It's just something that will come and go. And those are 3 tough times, by the way. After I think a month, every month, 3 times you're going there. But eventually your child will be fine. It takes 24 hours and they're fine. So that by the next day, they're actually okay. And you're like, oh, is this the baby who was making us have a sleepless night or something? Yeah, so immunization is something you need to know. Let it not stress you out. It's going to come. You'll be, a little scared and stuff, but it will go. Yes. Then lastly, of course, there is so much first-time moms have to learn, but this is all I have for you. But lastly and most importantly is your relationship, guys. It will be tested to the bone. I mean your partner, your spouse, for those who are married, your partner, for those maybe the baby daddy, your relationship with those guys. Ooh, it will be tested to the bone. I mean, guys, look. Remember now, you have a little baby, yeah? Probably you're staying with this person or what, and maybe you have your own expectations. Like I told you, have depression, postpartum depression. You have this guy around, probably who is also as naive as you are about babies. They don't know what to do. They don't know if to help you shower them. They don't know, like they also don't know, just like we at times don't know. So your expectations may be too high from your baby daddy. You expect them to help you on a lot, and yet they're also trying to work out other things. Remember, expenses, trying to make sure everything is fine. That time you have to eat a lot of offers, ebienda. You get that ebienda things for breast milk. You need to drink a lot. You need to eat all these, like different things are going on. And this guy probably is down trying to support you, financially and everything. So again, at home, you also expect them to help you maybe carry the child. It's so stressful. Again, remember, you are unable to make out. You can't make out when you've just given birth. You can't do love making. Like there is a lot going on, guys, but this is your partner. Yeah, they also expect things from you. Maybe they expect, like, my baby shouldn't overcry, but the baby is overcrying, so somehow they feel like maybe you're not doing enough. Oh my God. So relationships get tested a lot. This is like the time you have to stand strong, like pull your sleeves up and you're like, I got this. Otherwise, you'll find yourselves falling apart. Some of you signing divorce papers. I'm kidding, but that is how hard it can be. So you need to get ready for that, guys. First time moms, let this not be something that will bring your relationship to a standstill. Later on, even break it. Yeah, you have to be strong together. First time dads, guys, be there for those moms. Moms, please don't over expect a lot from the men. Yeah, they're also doing their best. The men are doing their best. The ladies are doing their best. So just stand together firm and support this little being so that they grow they grow in love, to see happy parents and stuff. So relationship testing is there, but you just have to be ready for it and know how to work out the whole thing of being first time parents. And there is this thing of it's okay, problems can happen, but let us just be us against the problem rather than me and you being against each other. You get? Let's not be against each other, but let's be against the problem. So in this time of being first time parents and first time moms and first time dads, please let the both of you be against the whole problem, the whole overwhelming situation, rather than you being against each other, because you're going to collide and clash and all that. Before you know it, the mother has separated, the mother is going this way because of, no, kids are going to cry. Some guy told me that I hope your baby doesn't cry, because me during that time I used to like take off. I would literally go and get back home maybe like at 10 p.m. or 12 p.m. when I know the baby has slept. And I'm like, what kind of partner are you? Like, you have to be there for this lady, honestly. However much you're from work, this lady has also been working all day, not home seated, because the baby will cry, the baby will need to change diapers, the baby will need bathing. You guys, you have to be there for each other. Otherwise, things will turn, tables will just, turn. And yeah, so really, first time motherhood, first time fatherhood is not an easy thing, but it is also a very beautiful thing that I would obviously wish for everyone out there watching. And of course, the comment section is always open to us. Please share with us your stories, share with us what you learned from being a first time mother, first time dad, and we shall be happy to hear from you. Thank you so much for always watching, and I appreciate. Remember to subscribe. Bye bye.